for the workflow workshop hosted by Method on managing and figuring out how to optimize your dispatching and field reps, then you're in the right place. As always, you're joined by Errol, who is our senior product education, specialist. It's a mouthful of a title, Errol,
I didn't choose it. I did not choose that title.
but it's a good one.
I guess it's fine.
We really know what you're all about, and that is the inside and out of everything method workflow related. As I always say, there's no better person to walk people through the ins and outs of the application. So with that said, we're going to get started and jump right into it. We'd love to know where people are calling in from. We are broadcasting from Toronto. The weather is lovely. It's not too hot, not too cold. And I hope that sustains for as long as possible. So today, our goal for the next 45 minutes and what we think is going to be a success is if you walk away with a clear vision of the actual role inside of your business, of what the office manager is meant to do and how they interact with the field crew. You might call them an office manager, you might call them a dispatcher. There's a lot of different nomenclature depending on your business and industry. And the question always comes up, right? Why listen to us? Why should you care about how we think about this? Well, Method has a lot of experience transforming the workflows for businesses across a lot of different industries, but mostly and primarily the largest amount of success that we see is with businesses that have that combination of complex service and product workflows in the office, but then as somebody actually delivering for customers on site, or maybe selling to customers on site. In other words, there's a kind of multiple steps and multiple locations involved. So you can check out these case studies on our website, Customer Success. But Go Powertrain, company that reduced their workflow from 60 steps to just 6, all the way from estimate to invoice. Vintage Makers, a company that now manages over 3,000 SKUs with their field reps actually quoting people in the field. Mobility City, that runs over 50 franchises, has standardized how companies deliver the services and how field reps actually deliver for their clients. And Top Stitch Canvas actually shaved off an entire day a week, like literally, in terms of the amount of admin that it used to work to figure out all the clerical work and dispatching. And there's a lot more. These are just a couple of examples because Method serves a lot of companies, and we have a lot of experience specifically in this type of complex workflow. So we'd love to know what type of business or industry you are in. So please share in the chat. I'll just check the chat now to see if anybody has chimed in. Somebody's calling in from Alberta. Love it. Miami. Wow. Yeah, it's hot. That is a lot of heat in Miami. Yeah, please let us know if you'd like to share your business or industry. It's always great to have the context of who's on the call. That said, if you're unfamiliar with Method itself, we are a customizable QuickBooks CRM built for those real-world businesses. So that means, number one, the CRM itself can be adapted to the exact workflow when it comes to work orders and dispatching of how you want to run your business. It also has an instant two-way sync with QuickBooks. This is really important, and we'll talk about this shortly, because it allows you to manage the entire engine from quote to cash, right? It's not just service and operations, it's the accounting piece as well that gets impacted by everything that you do in your business. And then finally, we have actual in-house customization experts who know your industries inside and out. And so this is the amount of things that Method covers in terms of that full cash cycle, quote to cash cycle, right? All the way from managing the lead ingestion to making sales, managing the work, and then nurturing existing customers. And in case you haven't started a trial with Method and you're just starting to explore the platform, we always encourage people to take advantage of some things that we offer, specifically this free hour workflow consultation and build that anybody who starts a trial can get, right? So if you're exploring the platform and you want to understand how do I actually create some of the workflows that are unique to me, because we'll talk today about the fact that every business is going to be really unique, especially if you've come to Method and you're looking for that customizable setup. You can jump on a call and get your system prepared to work for you. One of the reasons why I mention this is because every single one of these success stories that we talked about just a minute ago involved customization and relies on a heavy QuickBooks sync, because so much of that core information lives inside QuickBooks, but then it needs to be transformed for the business to work in the way that actually operates inside of the real world. So with that said, let's talk about managing dispatching and field crews. And I have another question. Promise you this is going to be the last active question request, but feel free to chime in if you have thoughts. Would love to understand who's managing the dispatching in your office. Is it a dedicated dispatcher? Is it an office manager of some kind? Maybe it's the business owner, because there's a lot of different roles and they can encompass the dispatching piece. I'll just read the chat right now for some of the industry sharing. Motorola, a radio dealer. Brad reports, very interesting. Service industry. David is in ceramic grinding, media, mill linings, and wire machine supply. Really interesting. Very, very niche. I like the range of industries that we have here today. So yeah, feel free to share who's managing the dispatching. And as I said, the dispatching itself encompasses usually so many more things than what we typically think of dispatching, right? Like usually we just think of, okay, somebody's creating schedules and routes. But if you actually talk to the people who are responsible for this part of work, they're responsible for all of this as well, a lot of time. Not all of it, but some people are, right? All the way from like they answer phones, they figure all the estimating, they manage the payments, right? They actually build relationships with customers, they chase work orders, communicate with the field crew, obviously, liaise with management. They may be tallying up hours for payroll, right? That's a world of context that they're carrying in their head usually. And on top of that, they have to figure out the schedule, right? So it depends on the size of your operation. Maybe you have a dedicated role there, but for a lot of businesses, they don't. And there's a kind of a multi-skilled person that needs to do this job. And so these are all the jobs they need to get done and all the different pieces, as you remember the diagram of Method's workflow. And really the core dispatcher work consists of this, right? It's work orders, manage those, schedule and dispatch, track time, and then communicate with the field crew through the app. But it sits in this complex context, right? Because you have new leads that are coming in. They have to be quoted and estimates have to be sent to them, right? If those close, those become work orders, and then you have that core workflow. All of this also relates back to payments, because we need to be paid for our work and we need to understand what has gone into that work. And then on top of that, you also might be running email campaigns, and you also might be managing a whole bunch of custom information that is pertinent to these orders. So we're focused on this, but one of the reasons why, again, we stress the full workflow cycle and the integration with QuickBooks is because in isolation, this work really is just a small part of your entire operation. So if we can optimize it within the context, we stand a much better chance of running a highly efficient operation. And this is why, from our perspective, what we really want to do, and this is a lot of times what we ask people to do as we kind of get on calls with them and start designing their workflows, is actually figure out, okay, how do we diagram out what are the different steps and what are the different things that are important for what happens when orders come in? Does somebody need to make a call to somebody? Does something need to get filled? How do things get assigned to field reps? So we're going to take a look at all of that today. And Errol's going to walk us through the demo, and we'll make use of the mobile app so you can see what that experience is like for field crew. And it will also, as always, include a bit of potential AI experimentation and AI help to see how you can optimize things even further, if you'd like. Okay, Errol, it's over to you.
Thank you. Oh, someone else is sharing. You can let me go ahead and let me try it again.
There you go.
No worries. Desktop one. That's what I'm sharing right now. Huzzah. Okay, you should be able to see everything hopefully on my screen.
Yeah, looks good.
Yay. Okay. And so here I am. I'm in method at the moment. And if you've been here for the last couple of weeks, this might be very familiar to you. This is usually where you first go when you land in method. Notice that I have my sync. It's connected to QuickBooks, so I know everything is working okay. And this apps here allows you to view all of your apps where you can manage your records, but they are also accessible here. And what I'm going to do is that going back to the whole dispatcher role, I'm going to pretend in this scenario that we are a dispatcher. We assign jobs to people. We might even get requests from our clients, and then I'm going to send them off to Mattis. So that's what we're talking about when he says that he has the mobile app available on his phone. He's going to share his phone, and then we're going to do a little bit of role play where I'm the dispatcher and he is the field crew worker. And hopefully this will work because technology is fun. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to pretend that I get, for example, a request for an estimate from someone. And so I'm going to add one and quickly go through. Hopefully, if I'm going too fast, by all means, you can ask me to slow down. These things that I'm doing right now, I've covered in the past workshops, but if you haven't seen it before, by all means, please ask and I can slow down a bit. But I'm going to create an estimate for Sanford Company Art Gallery because they are interested in something. I don't know what they're interested in. And let's just choose a service item. So all of these items, again, are synced over from your QuickBooks account. And so I can choose this. Let's make the rate $200 so it doesn't look too different. It will be differentiated from other accounts that she has. Currently, this estimate will immediately sync over to QuickBooks. But just to let you know, and I'm not going to show this ahead of time, is that this can be sent over to Amy. Let me see, where is it? I could send this over as an email to her, and she would be able to accept this online. I'm gonna, do I have the right email for her? Yes, I do. So let's pretend that she accepted it online and she approved it and the status was set to accepted. After she accepts it in her customer portal, the next thing that will happen is that I will probably create a work order from it. I'm not going to create an invoice. I am actually going to create a work order so that I could send it off to Mattis so that they can go and assess or do the work or whatever. And then from the work orders, I'm going to batch process invoices for each job that has been worked. So right now, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go and create a work order from that. And just like creating an invoice or creating a sales order, all of the information will be copied over. So I'm going to go ahead and give him some information. For example, I'm not too sure. Remember to turn off the stove. Okay, you're not doing anything with stoves, but I don't know what to put in as a note for instructions for Amy. And we are going to assign it to Mattis. Now, just to let you know, depending on your industry, there are multiple ways that you might want to schedule this. You could schedule it individually. We have a way so that you'd be able to see everybody's schedule and you'd be able to slot it in. The particular workflow I'm doing right now is that I'm going to automatically route everything that we already have. I haven't shown you all the other work items that I have, but there are 3 others and this will be a 4th. So let's go ahead and just assign this to Mattis. I can also do other things here. Notice that I have an option to make a recurring schedule. I can make Mattis go out every week to this person, but I'm not going to do that to him. We're only going to have a one-time work order for Amy Ford, for Mattis. So that's the correct assign to, and it's going to happen today. Today's the 4th, right? Yes. Okay. So let's put it, it doesn't matter the time. He's not busy. So this is good. I'm going to change it to waiting on someone else so that I can schedule it. And then we will save and back this. And now our work order is complete. I have created it from that estimate. If I take a look at the activities, even you can even see that we have information in here on things that I've done. And if I go over to the work orders, I will find all of the work orders that are scheduled today. Oh, I should have named it the same job as all the other ones, but that's okay. Here again is that work order that I just created. It has all the information about Amy, the person I assigned it to, and the information that I put in, and so on. Now that this work order is complete, what I can do is I can schedule them. Now, all of these are assigned to Mattis, Mateo FC, Mateo Field Crew. And this is important. Obviously, if I were going to route a number of, if I were going to route a number of jobs, they can't be different people because each person is going to get their own route list. So I'm just going to go and select all of them. They all belong to him, and go over to batch actions, and I will choose route selected. It should show, yay, it should show a route that Mattis can go. Now, E is where they start. That actually is configured elsewhere. And I put in Mattis's address where he is probably going to start. Maybe this is my headquarters. And then he's probably going to go to number 1, which I do believe use controls Z to zoom. Well, darn it. Look at me, unable to zoom. So let's go see. He's going to go to E, and then he's going to 1, and so on. And that is all right there. Let's have him start at, well, you can start at 6. Why not? You're an early riser. So let's confirm and route this order. And once that is done, ta-da, we finished with all of the orders today. Now, just to let you know, I can go over to take a look at my open work orders. I can see that they are all ready to go off to Mattis, and they are not started yet. Now, in our workflow, what we're going to do is Mattis is going to go and take a look at his day. He's going to see everything that he has to do for today. And then he's going to complete them all. And then at the end of the month or at the end of the week, whatever, I will probably invoice them also in batch. But now it's Mattis's turn because he is going to receive these on his app. So I'm going to stop sharing myself. And if I can figure that out, and then you can share yours. How do I stop sharing? Oh, okay. You can figure that out.
Absolutely. So
Mm.
let me see here. Yeah, we can stop participant sharing.
Thank you.
And then I will share the screen on my phone where I have the Method app installed. So this would be the same for anybody in your field crew who is using the application. And hopefully everybody can see this okay. I have had moments where Zoom is throwing me into like driving mode and stops me from sharing screen or doing operations on the screen. So hopefully that doesn't happen during this demo. But I have the handy Method app here, so I'm going to load that up. And I am Mateo today, one of the people doing the work on the field crew. And I'm going to open up my field crew app, and I'm going to check the things that are waiting for me today. So I got a bunch of jobs here, looks like it. So I'm going to select one of the jobs, the earliest one, right? 6 a.m. I am an early riser, Errol. Ever since I had a kid, that's what happens to you,
That's
right?
true.
That's what
Right. Those kids.
it's inevitable.
Children.
So I have this order opened up here. It's for Olivia Young. Looks like it's at 400 North Michigan. Okay. And I'm going to check the instructions. Tells me what the gate password is. That's great. And what I can do here is I can actually say, okay, I'm going to take this work order and get going on it. And I'm going to actually send a text to this person to let them know that I'm coming. So all I have to do is, oh, looks like there's missing info here on this person. I wonder, Errol, if there's anything that you can update into the back of your system.
Sure. Why not? Did you want? Oh, I guess. Who is it? Whom are you looking at? You're
This
looking
was
at.
for Olivia Young.
Sorry. Yeah. Let me go ahead and change that. I'll change the phone number to mine. Let me go ahead. Although my phone's being used at the moment as my camera, so I can't show that to you. But I'll change it so that there you go. Now you should be able to
Let's try
message them.
this.
Haha.
So instantly, which by the way, this is one of the lovely things about Method, and it works the same way with the QuickBooks sync. Things just happen instantly. You make an update, and it's unless you prevent it from happening, which in some cases you might want to do some customization. You don't want to push updates instantly, but otherwise, it just instantly updates. So we're going to notify this customer by SMS that we're on our way, and there's a templated message here, and we're just letting them know, hey, I'm going to be coming to help with the job. Okay, so that message has been sent.
Ooh, I just got it. Sorry, as I said, this is my phone is my camera, so I can't show it to you, but I
We
just
trust
got
you,
the
Errol.
message. Yeah.
Okay, and so the next thing that I need to know is I need to actually figure out where this is. I have an address here, and I can actually open up the map. So click here, I had it in incognito mode so as to not reveal my location here, but I guess it's not going to allow me to route things automatically. So there might be a bit of a challenge showing that immediately because I don't know if it's going to pinpoint where my address is if I turn off the mode. I'd rather not broadcast that to the world. But suffice it to say that it would route you immediately to this address based on whatever is the location inside of Google Maps or whatever is your default Maps app. So then the rep can just, put it in their Android Auto or CarPlay and then navigate to that address very seamlessly. I can also add in a note. So for example, I could say, hey, whoops, hey, the code worked,
Huzzah.
but it's changing next week,
Oh,
they said. So we're giving a bit of help for maybe future field crew people to, keep them updated as to what's happening on the site. And that note is going to live with this work order. And I can also just get started. Okay, so I've arrived at the location. I'm going to start my timer. And we are now in progress. So the job is in progress. It's logging what I'm doing on the location. And let's say that as I'm working, maybe I find out that actually I need to use some specific part for the job, okay? And I want to make sure that that's logged so it doesn't get lost, right? Because I started this job at 6 a.m. Maybe I'm done by like 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. or whatever. There's
oh
so many
no.
things that I probably have done. I'm not going to remember that I used up a part and we actually need to invoice this customer for it. Or I might remember it, but then I'm spending all this time sitting down writing things out. So I can just click add item, and this will actually list out all of the items that are available to me. By the way, these items come directly from QuickBooks. So you don't need to set anything up. You just need to understand exactly what your items list is and make sure that you have the correct permission so that the person is able to pull these and pull the specific things related to them. So maybe I just need to add some connectors. Great. And I say, hey, Olivia, you're going to need one of the connectors. I'm going to say save them back. So now that item has been added. And my office manager and dispatcher can sort out all the invoicing and billing later. And then once I've added the item, maybe in the process, I want to say, look, I have done the fixes, right? Maybe I want to attach an item, right? And we want to actually take a picture. So we're going to open up the camera and maybe I'm measuring something, right? This is how long, the connectors are going to have to be. Remember that for the next time we're using it. And I'm going to use the photo and that automatically gets uploaded. And hopefully, Errol, you're able to pull that up later to check as the dispatcher. Okay, and so I've taken a picture, I've done my work, installed the connectors. I'm going to stop my timer and I'm going to ask Olivia, hey, can you sign off that this work was done? I'm going to click capture signature. She's going to review everything. Okay, I see the items are correct. I accept the terms, and then I'm going to add my signature. It's nice when your name starts with O. And there you have it. The work has been done. Anything I missed there, Errol?
Just complete it.
Oh, completed, right. Mark has completed. There you go.
There you go. Looks great. And if you can do me a favor, just go and mark and complete all the other ones as well. And when you go back, you'll see that only the open ones are available, but you can change that. Notice it says my open work orders. You could change it to see the ones that are closed, my completed work orders for today. So if you wanted to go back and make changes to the previous one. But for now, what Mattis is going to do is that he is going to complete all of these work orders so that I can process them. Maybe I should share my screen now because you're pretty much done, right?
Yeah, let me just
So
stop
let me
sharing
go
here.
ahead and share my screen. I will figure this out. Hold on, hold on. Oh dear. Darn it. Share. There we are. Okay. Oh dear, where did this one go? I didn't want you to go there. Amazing.
And we're back.
Now here we are. We are back in method, and I am back to being the dispatcher. And if I were to go over and take a look at, notice I'm just showing all these apps. I'll show my minimum ones. If I were to go back and take a look at all the work orders, that are maybe not open, but are now completed. Let's take a look at all the completed ones. And here we are. These are the ones that Matt has completed. He finished Olivia's, if I remember correctly. And if you remembered, there's the signature. Here's the wonderful image of the measurements. It's around, I don't know what we're measuring, but it looks about 3 inches. It's all great. And all that information is kept here. It even has the time entries that are collected as well. So everything that Mattis did is going to be available here. Notice we even see that he sent out a text message off to me or Olivia. So everything gets logged, which is important because we are a customer relationship management software. We try to keep track of every single interaction that we have. And now that this is all done, oh, I probably should remind ourselves that it's going to change later, but whatever. Maybe I can make an activity to remind myself to update it for next time. Keep that open. But for now, what I'm going to do is let's go back. And these are already all pre-selected. We're going to go over to batch actions and we are going to invoice all of these. Now, there are 4 of them, all to different people, Turner, Sanford, Dynamic, and Intel. If there happen to be multiple work orders for the same person, let's say Turner Wright had 3 of them, then all those work orders would be bundled into one invoice, and then each customer does get their own. So we are going to get 4 of them. So let's invoice the selected. You're about to grade 4. Yeah, we are sure. Do we want to wait before syncing to QuickBooks? Now, probably not. Maybe we want to sync all of these to QuickBooks immediately. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to just invoice these right now. We won't sync them yet over because maybe we want to wait for them to be paid or something. And now I have 4 invoices created, and here they all are. They haven't synced, so they don't actually have an invoice number, but these are the different invoices that were created. Let's take a look at Turner Wright. There it is. There. Oh, you remember Mattis added that extra connector, so that's also been logged here within the invoice, and we are done. And that is a workflow, a very simple workflow of the dispatcher getting an estimate from someone and then creating into a workflow, if you remembered, send it off to Mattis. He completed them all, send it back to me, and then I did a batch update for all of those work orders. Now, as I said before, there could be different ways that you handle each and every one of your work orders, and Method should hopefully be able to accommodate those. Everything that you've seen here is out of the box. So in case you have different workflows, one of the powerful aspects of Method is that you can customize it as well. And I haven't shown you any other kind of customizations, but there can be so many because every industry is very unique. What we're going to do now is that Mattis is going to demonstrate how you can use AI to enhance and maybe even simplify some of the tasks that you do on a regular basis. So let's turn it back to Mattis. If you want to do you have other questions? Or are you going to point anything out?
Yes, before we jump into that demonstration, which is definitely like an option that I think a lot of people are exploring, and they want to understand how you can take advantage of some of the latest tools and how they connect to your entire CRM stack. So we're going to take a look at that momentarily. Just because some questions did come in, I do want to address them now, and then we'll do another round of questions as well after the next few minutes once we show the rest of the demo. So I actually had a couple of questions from Peter here. He was first asking about, actually, I'm new to Method. Does the email integrate with Outlook, or does Method work in its own service? So
good question. Sorry, did you want to answer that? Oh, were you going to answer that?
Yeah, go ahead, Errol.
Yeah, no. It's a great question. So both. We actually have an email server by default. If you don't want to connect your email yet, then you can use our email server. Now, just to give you a bit more information about that email server, if you are in a trial, then it's a very limited email. You can only send like 100 emails out. But if you are subscribed to it afterwards, and then you get, actually, I can't remember how many you get if you are actually subscribed to us. So we do have it. However, if you want to use your own email, right now I just went up to the admin settings and go into communications. You can set up your own email provider. Notice you can set up a custom server, and out of the to make setup easier, we do support Microsoft, Google, but then if you have your own email service provider like SendGrid or whatever, then you can actually put in those settings there. So both are available to you. So that's a great question.
Awesome. And then the other question for Peter, more closely related to, I think, the item section that we were talking about. He was wondering, how does the system operate when all products that they offer are customer? Maybe that's potentially a typo. Like, are they customer type of items, like customer services, or is it the items are custom? And then he says, we do not have a SKU to pull from. Custom items, he said. Okay, yeah. So everything that they're doing is actually just custom items. Errol, I feel like a lot of the customers that we work with, most of them will have some sort of standard baselines. Not most of them, but a lot of them will have standard baseline, but everything gets customized. So I'm thinking about the custom wine cellar installer, who every single wine cellar is going to be completely customized, but they have baseline examples of what different customers have done. But I'm wondering how you've seen people handle things when every single quote is completely custom.
So it probably, as Matt has said, there is probably like the default baseline that you use, but however you handle it in QuickBooks, we try to accommodate that. And so, as Matt has said, a lot of these items here, or if you're in QuickBooks Online, products and services, you probably find that in your products and services in here. However you set it up in your products and services, and however you handle any of your estimates or your invoices or any of your transactions within your QuickBooks Online, we will try to mirror here. But if QuickBooks itself doesn't utilize or cannot fit your platform because it's too restrictive, or then you could use Method to enhance that via customization. But out of the box, we try our best to mirror QuickBooks. Now, there are some things that we don't do. Uh, like for example, I think that we handle lots differently, and advanced inventory is also something else. But I don't know if that fully answers your question, but hopefully that gives you a small idea. Now, this is if you're in QuickBooks Desktop. Sorry, that was QuickBooks Online, and QuickBooks Desktop is similar. Uh, I'd have to take a look exactly to see what is covered within QuickBooks Desktop, because they handle more inventory item functionality. So I don't know if that answers your question, but again, if you have further questions in regards to maybe enhancing and extending the inventory management systems for QuickBooks, then you can definitely talk to your account manager, or yeah, like it also depends if you're using a third party app to handle your inventory. Anyway,
Uh,
that's a loaded questions, and we'll continue on. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just add a couple of things, and then I saw two more questions in the chat. We'll tackle those. We'll do the quick AI showcase, and then we'll do another round of Q&A if people have more questions. So just to keep things moving. But I just wanted to add to this discussion around custom quotes. I would encourage actually opening up our last session from Tuesday past about proposals and estimates, because that might give you some idea of how different things get structured. Like, you may actually be interested in sending full proposals as opposed to estimates with item lists. And those are a lot more custom, right? Where you're defining the problem area, you're outlining goals. It's a lot more involved than putting together one-pager estimate out of your item list. And then the other thing that I would add is sometimes, again, depends on your industry, but sometimes people want to send something that's kind of all in one package to their client, but internally they want to track what the labor is that's involved and what the different items are that are involved, because those are going to be costs that you're going to have to incur in order to deliver the service. So we have companies that, now this does require some customization. We have companies that have built this out in their estimating process. So they have this consolidated custom plan for the client, but internally they're actually tracking their production costs, and those relate back to QuickBooks. So something to consider. As Errol mentioned, though, it'd be best to have a chat with your account manager, because your use case is probably going to be unique as is everybody else's. So the other two questions very quickly, Errol, Susan was asking, what is the thought process of choosing not to sync the invoice with QuickBooks. So you said, hey, let's not sync these yet. Why would you ever want to do that?
Oh, sorry, just to let you know. I just okay, so there's a depending on the process, maybe you don't want to sync them until they've actually paid for it. So that can so usually when you pay for an invoice, then it will automatically sync. So there might be that process. The reason I didn't want to do it is I didn't want to mess up our QuickBooks because I mean, this is our demo account, and so I'm just trying to keep it clean. So again, apologies. Like I could have synced it, I could just uncheck this. This is Intel, and then save it, and then this will sync over. Who is this? This is Intel Future. And so let's go open up. Oh, you're not even here. Oh, those are all leads. That's another reason. So maybe I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to sync over until everything was paid for. So there's Intel Future with the 145 immediately synced over. So again, some industries do not want to sync leads over until they know for sure that they've paid. So it all just depends. But you can happily have synced over everything. That was just me trying to keep our QuickBooks clean.
Yeah, I think some accountants also prefer that. Like, I don't want to see things in the system unless an actual transaction has occurred. And maybe there are like estimates, and some people really want to have those in, but maybe you're working on something that's in draft mode and you don't really actually want it to go to QuickBooks until you tell it to go to QuickBooks. You can do that. We give you that option. Okay, and then the other question I promised to answer was the second one. Jim was asking, is there an advantage to using your email server versus mine, like Method's email server versus if they have something of their own? Errol?
That's a good question. It all depends on what your email server is. Like some email servers allow us to take a look at the sent box, and some email servers don't allow that, right? So it depending on where you keep all of your analytics and if you want to keep track of all that. For example, here I am able to view the status of all the email within here. But it's like if you prefer stronger analytics, or let's say you've already connected up your email server to another third party that keeps track of different aspects, or maybe it's connected to another campaign package, right? So it all depends. There's another thing too here. Notice that we do have a free balance depending on how many emails you set up. And also, maybe, if you send out thousands of email a day, Method isn't really made to be an email server provider. That's not our goal. It's not meant to like send out hundreds of thousands for one company a day. And so if you do have a purpose to send all of that out, because I'm not too sure, maybe that is part of your industry, then you might want to use your own server. So there's multiple reasons why you might want to use yours, and you want to keep control, or you can just use ours. If you're only sending out like a few a day, or maybe even 100 a day, then that's fine, right? It's only if you're just doing mass emailing because I'm not too sure of why you do that. I mean, there's many industries that will. Then you might want to use your own email custom server for price or whatever.
Yeah, if you have like a large newsletter, for example, right? Maybe you're sending updates to a lot of people who don't always buy from you, but you have a large list, and you're sending, as Errol said, in the hundreds of thousands of emails per month. You should probably use a dedicated email server at that point outside of Method. But if it's in the thousands per month, I think we that falls within the limits. I forget what the exact limits are, but maybe
Yeah, I
our
can go
client,
to the help center,
yeah.
but notice here it's 100 emails per month, which is on the free. But once you actually pay, then you would actually get, you know what? Let me take a look. What is the email settings? View all emails, blah blah blah. Where is it? Is it in here? Where do we have how many you're allowed to get? Mm,
Five,
5,000.
yeah,
Yeah,
5,000.
per month.
And then you move on to the paid per email above
Mhm.
that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll pause there and we'll return to questions if we have more, but I'm gonna flip over to my screen again and we're gonna do a demo of the Method API integration into Claude and what that can accomplish. Now, this is gonna be a live demo, so who knows what'll happen. We've tested this previously, but as you know, with AI tools, sometimes they can do things that are unexpected. So let me share a screen. With that said, as I say that they can do things that are unexpected, I should stress a couple of things as I share you this. So number one, if you are planning to integrate Methods API, we have an API, we have documentation. You can create an API key. If you're not familiar with API keys, these are actually like a literal key that you might think of putting into a door. It's something that grants access to whatever external app to basically your demo, or sorry, your method account. So you want to be very careful about who has access to these keys because they could do anything. They could delete the database, they could make changes that you don't want made. So it's best to manage these carefully. The other thing that I will add, when you're implementing something like this, depending on your level of tech savviness, you should probably discuss it with the customization team just to be safe, to understand exactly what you are doing and what the implications are. Because method, I think, as you've seen from all of the different places where Errol has navigated to, it's a very powerful platform. It can do a lot and it can encompass so much of your company's operations. But as a result of the extent of capabilities that it has, there's also places that you can go to where you can really mess things up if you don't know what you're doing. And that's why we encourage people to talk to their account managers, talk to their customization experts if they're looking to implement something that's unique to their company. Now, with that said, what we have done here is we've taken the Method API and I've effectively saved that API key on my machine here in a file that's not disclosed to Claude. In other words, I didn't just paste the API to the Claude AI here. And what I've asked it to do is I've asked it to query that API key. And I've asked it to use the applicable skill. So one of our customization team members has built a skill. They were building it for a customer and they've allowed us to use it here for the demo. And I've asked it to use that skill to query the API. And I've asked it to say, hey, what kind of orders have been created this week? Right. And so it's actually pulls things directly from method here. It says, okay, 3 are scheduled, assigned to Mateo FC. So I believe these are the orders, Errol, that you created that we just went through during the network. I sent this query before we started the demo. And then there are 10 that are unassigned and unscheduled. Okay, for this week, we got these clients here, Intel, Turner, Page, Sanford, Dynamics Solutions. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, and I'm actually going to speak, and hopefully this works this time, because previously I was trying to speak and it didn't work. Something was messing up with the Zoom. So let's see if this works here. So I'm going to say, great. Can you propose a plan for how we should schedule out and then dispatch these orders? And consider how they should be grouped based on the customer, and also consider who the best reps would be to take these on. Don't simply implement them. Show me the proposal first. So hopefully it's going to figure out the schedule now. And I mean, I guess I could have just asked it to implement right away, or maybe it would have saved us some time. But if I was doing this, oh, that was quite fast actually. Oh no, it's just repeating the previous message. But yeah, if I was doing this in real time for a real company, I would definitely want to review the work before I sent it off, because sometimes Claude will make assumptions about things that might not be correct. So we'll just wait for this to spin.
Do you also want me to double share my screen so that they can see what it looks
Let's
like?
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that as well. Desktop 1. I'm sharing my screen as well. And so these are the orders, if you switch over to my screen, that Mattis is working with, right? You created these this morning, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah. I created before this demo so that we can show Claude pulling these things. Now, sometimes
Okay.
Claude does take a while. So it's going to take a minute to
Sorry,
do
I'm
the
just
thinking
switching
here.
back and forth just to see if, like, hey, did you show your screen yet? Okay.
Oh, I thought I stopped sharing. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to touch anything here, because if you're doing all sorts of fun things, or maybe I should just reload the screen. Maybe it's changing things on the fly while we're talking.
Well, it's
Who
not
knows?
supposed to. It's not
Oh, it's
supposed
not.
to.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
asked to
you,
just give me the proposal
yes,
first. Yeah.
yes. Let's
Yeah.
go. These were all unscheduled work orders that you're looking at, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like next time I should probably come up with some kind of Claude music while we while it spins and does the thinking.
Okay, there we go. We can go back. Maybe people would rather watch the spinning.
Yeah, let's watch it spinning.
Is it still going?
Well,
Oh,
yeah, it's
next
still
time do
going.
like four. I
Maybe
don't
that's why.
know.
Maybe it's the amount. I really wanted to show off here and
I
say,
think
hey,
we
look at how
tested
many you
with
can do.
only four. Now you threw in 10 and it has to think longer.
Oh no,
Oh no,
this
that's right, because I
constraints.
completed things. Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
see what the jobs
Propose.
A, B, and
Okay.
C are mine.
Mm.
What is that? Are those ones? No, they aren't.
Propose Trago. So I'm not going to take all the time to read through this, but if you're doing this for real, you probably should. What I want to demonstrate is the point of what this integration can do with the API. So I can say, okay, sounds good. Actually, let me just use the voice command. As everything Mateo is one
Just give
crew.
everything to you.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Give everything to Mateo as one crew. For number 185, let's hold it if there's no licensed electrician. And then for the durations sound good to me. Okay, implement all of it in methods, schedule these out so I can see them in the calendar. Anything else that I would want to add here, Errol, for the prompt?
Oh,
That's
oh.
important.
Let's go. Let's see what happens. I'm
Okay,
excited.
let's do it. Okay, and so now it's going to start working, and then
I think we're over too. We're at
we are over
148.
time. We are over time. So I'm gonna take some questions while it spins here, and if folks have to jump, please do. Um, and while we spin, the Claude work, we'd love to run a poll as well as we go to the close. Would you like to learn more about method? Is the poll yes, I would is one of the options, or no, I'm still exploring. If you choose yes, somebody will reach out to you to help you get set up, learn more about your business. So we'll let that run. Our next workshop is again on Tuesday next week. If you have things that you'd like covered, feel free to email us. We actually received some great emails letting us know what people are looking to solve for, what their big problems are. You can send us a message at hello@method.me or m.pran@method.me. You can also reach out to us on Reddit. We have a community that's staffed by Method experts ready to help you. And if you are new to Method, you can start a trial and get 25% off for 3 months if you bring 3 team members. If you have questions, please make sure to book a demo with one of our product specialists. They'll be able to get into the specifics of your industry and your account. And if you're looking for a custom CRM, as I've mentioned, we have customization experts ready to help you. And as a reminder, you can take advantage of a free hour of customization. So somebody will sit down with you, consult you on what to build, and actually build something during that hour. Now, they may not build you a giant app because that would take more than an hour, but they may set up your platform exactly the way that you're looking for. If you're looking to make some changes, they can propose a plan for what other implementations would look like. So usually people find a ton of value from these calls. Okay, and that would be the end. And we're jumping to the Q&A. Before I do that, let's see if Claude has figured it
No,
out.
no.
Uh, it has not. It has not. Okay, so we'll keep going with the questions.
By the way, Mattis, I forgot to tell you, I'm on vacation next week.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah, I have
That's
faith in
fun.
you. I have faith in you. You'll be amazing.
We may just have to pull someone else in.
Yes, yes. Somebody much better than me. We can easily
I
find someone.
doubt we
I
could
think we
find a
can.
replacement.
It can just be all you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, appreciate it. Okay. So I did see a couple of other questions come in, so we can tackle those while we wait for the answer from Claude here. I think Susan was asking if this will include the slide deck, the recording after this. We can add a link to the slide deck. I think that's not a problem. So make sure to do that. And then Susan also wanted to know which email servers work better. I'd say it depends. It really depends. Like your personal email, if so your personal email, first of all, would be capped, depending on what kind of service provider you have, how old the email is, what kind of account you have. Like, do you have a corporate account? Is it a plain Gmail account? All these things are gonna have impact on what's best. So it depends on your situation. the email servers that Method provides are reliable. We send a lot of email, right? So we have a reputation there to manage it. I'm just going to pause here and throw it over to you, Errol, first, mid answer the question, because I see the Claude has finished thinking. So they've all these things have been assigned to Mateo. They're on the calendar. One is
Ooh.
deferred. We got 21 hours parceled out. So let me just stop the screen here.
Oh, you want me to share my screen?
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll go back to
Sure.
talk a little bit more about email
Let's see.
servers.
Let's reload the screen. Oh, they're no longer unscheduled either. So they should be scheduled. So it should be, where is it? Is it still unscheduled? Nope. There's the one that was deferred. And what time were they? Do you know when they were scheduled to? Oh no, they'd be on the waiting list. Sorry, I didn't read what it said.
Oh, sorry. Let me pull that up.
Where did it go? Did it put it? Oh, it could be a different
I,
date.
I think I think this is for this week.
Is
It's
it week?
all for
Okay.
this week.
Let me put
Yeah,
it
starting
to
Wednesday,
this week.
tomorrow.
Oh, this week.
Hmm.
And okay, well, let's try this month. And let's do, is it not, oh, it's not waiting list, it's open. There we are. Sorry. There we are. 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 10th. Oh, look at them all.
And then if you open up the
Okay.
calendar,
Oh, yeah. I could even look in there. Silly me. And it's assigned to Mateo, right? Do I have you?
should be assigned. All
Oh,
this
I
should be
don't have,
assigned to
I
Mateo.
should let me go. There we are. Let's get rid of these people. Bang, bang. And
Looks like we're
let's
looking at
do
June, July.
month. Why can't I see you? June. Oh, I'm in June. What am I doing? What day are we at? Here's the 5th.
Okay, August 4th onward.
Oh, for pity's sake. I'm sorry. I don't even know what day I'm in. Okay, then we're good. There we go. All right.
Yeah, there it
Oh, for
is.
pity's
There it
sake.
is. So who knows if the
Oh, I
schedule is
could click
perfect, right?
today.
Unless you understand. Yeah, you could just click today. Maybe you do need a vacation, Errol, you know?
Oh
Um,
dear.
but I mean, this is I think this is pretty impressive. Obviously, we don't know anything about this business, so maybe the schedule makes no sense based on what the services are. But presumably, your dispatcher, the person managing the schedules, would know exactly where what needs to go. But the baseline of the layout can be actually implemented by AI through the Method API. So if you're scheduling, hundreds of visits, that can save you a lot of time to actually just get started.
Oh,
So
they
yeah.
started you at 5 a.m. Hopefully next time you're going to tell them, don't start me that early. That's ridiculous.
Okay, so that concludes the demonstration for today. Do we have any other questions come in? I don't think so. I think we just had the discussion around email, which email server is best. I think the answer is really it depends on how many emails you send. It's always nice to send personal emails if you are just communicating with your clients one-on-one through your email, so you can stick with that. But if you're sending more, and especially if it's more along the lines of mass communication, not quite hundreds of thousands of emails mass, but approaching the thousands per month, then you should probably consider methods. That would be my 2 cents. Okay. I don't see any other questions coming in. So thank you everybody so much for joining us. Thank you for sticking it out until the end and this overtime that we've gone into. Hope you enjoyed the session today. Hope you learned something. And if you're interested in learning more, join us next week with myself and not Errol for once. We'll see how that goes.
It'll be
Thank you,
great.
Errol.
I have faith in you. Bye-bye.